Hello everyone. Can you all type in hello in the chat box if you can hear me well? Hello. Hi everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Where are you all joining in from? What's the time there? I'm joining in from India. It's around 3:30 p.m. in the evening. Good afternoon to everyone. Good morning to everyone. Good evening to all of you. Very warm welcome to this session on understanding how SQL is so used in the industry. Uh, Pretty cool. You're all joining in from Kenya, South Africa, UK. Okay. Um, Interesting. All right. So we'll be waiting for another couple of more minutes for all the other participants to join and settle in. And we'll have a brief discussion about this coding language of SQL and its importance. You're joining in from Ghana. Nice. Zimbabwe. Wow. All over the world, we have the candidates from Morocco. Nice to meet you. Hello. You're having issues with the audio. You're not able to hear me well. Are you all able to hear me well? Hello, Oliver. Is the audio clear or do you need me to do some changes? Okay. I'm assuming the audio is fine. If you have any issues, do let me know. Great. So before we start with our session, some guidelines that we need to follow. The first and the most important thing is that the session is a listen-only mode session. So that means we can use the chat box, but will not be able to unmute and ask any question. So for that reason, please use the chat box for any question that you may have or you want the answers to. Okay, so the session is only in the listen mode from your side. To make the session interactive, to ensure that the session is fun and interactive, please use the chat box. Please share your experience. Please share your questions. Would definitely love to answer all of them as we go along. This session is recorded and the recording will be shared with all of you. Even the slide that we are presenting will be shared to you after the seminar, after the webinar is over, and it will come to the inbox of the email that you used for registering for this webinar. So whatever email address you have used for registering on this particular webinar, on that email address, after the program is over, after the webinar is over, you will be getting the recording link as well as the content that we are presenting. Okay, so if anyone comes up with this question, do help them answer that yes, the recording will be shared, and of course, the content will also be shared with all of you. At the end of the webinar, there will be a small feedback form. So please try to fill it up. It will help us make the sessions better going forward. So really looking forward for your feedback for this session as well. Okay, so just to recap, it's a listen-only mode session. Let's keep it more interactive. So let's use the chat box as much as possible. We will be sharing the recording and the content after the program is over. And please fill the feedback form as soon as it comes up. The webinar is for an hour or so. So here and there about an hour. Okay, so let me introduce about myself. My name is Saurabh. I am currently joining in from Bangalore in India. I've got about 9+ years of experience in the field of data science and analytics. Currently, I'm working with this Indian startup company called as Misho as a senior data science and analytics manager. I handle the team of 30 people here, and we are kind of responsible for making sure that the people are able to get the goods that they want through this online e-commerce company. Before to this company, Misho, I was working with LinkedIn. Have you all been on LinkedIn, used LinkedIn or using LinkedIn? I'm pretty sure all of you are. So I was working there for about 3.5 years. The role there was to help, the job seekers connect with the job providers. So I used to work in the job segment, and we would help the companies find the best talent that is possible for their organization. Before to LinkedIn, like I've spent about 2 years working with Airbnb, and before to that, I've worked with Walmart for about 4 years. So that's been my total journey. Worked with Walmart for 4 years, 2 years with Airbnb, around 3 years, 3.5 years with LinkedIn. So that has been my total career experience. With Great Learning, I've been associated with them for about 3 years now, and I've taken more than 400 hours of teaching with them. Okay, so that's about me. Glad to meet all of you. Very warm welcome to this session. Really looking forward to give you some insights about how data is used in the industry. Great. So this will be the flow for today. We'll be going into the data analytics domain. We'll be looking into the application of SQL. We'll do some question and answers in case you have anything that we'll discuss. We'll share some mentorship experience that I have with Great Learning. And of course, there is a program overview that we'll be going through by Mohit. Okay, now let's try to understand what's happening in current world. Do you agree if I say this particular line that every time a human interacts with a machine, the data gets generated? For example, if you are interacting with your mobile phone, is data getting generated? If you are using an app in your mobile phone, whatever you do on the app, does it lead to new data getting generated? Do you agree with this statement? Every time, whatever apps you're using, whatever website that you're going on to, any time that you're interacting with a machine and that machine is collecting data, can I say the new data is getting collected? For example, if you go to Instagram and you spend around 5 minutes on Instagram, does Instagram capture all your information? Like where you from, which location are you joining in, which post did you see, which post you did not see, which post you liked, which post you did not like, which ads you saw, which ads you saw but did not click on, which post did you share. Can I say all that information gets captured in your 5 minutes of your journey on Instagram? And can I consider this as a data that is getting generated with every interaction a human is having with the app or the machine? Do you agree with me on this line? Like every time a human is interacting with a machine, a connected machine, can we say that a large amount of data gets generated? Absolutely yes, right? Huge amount of data gets generated. Look at stuff around us. Look at stuff around us. Have our watch become nowadays something which is generating large amount of data if you're using a smartwatch? Is it capturing when you wake up, when you sleep, what you eat, how much water you drink, what is your heartbeat? Can I say every minute it is capturing that information? Look at your cars nowadays. If you end up buying a new car, it's less of a car and more of a software which is collecting data, isn't it? It emits more data than it probably emit emission nowadays with electric cars in picture, because it is capturing all the information about the car. What speed you are driving, how much you are driving, when you are driving, which roads you are driving, which locations you are driving. It has all that information. It is analyzing all of that information. So is it okay to say that as we speak, as we go along in this world, large amount of data is getting generated around us? Isn't it? Anything that you use, anytime you're on the internet, anytime you're on the connected device, huge amount of data is getting generated. Now, if this huge amount of data is getting generated, can I say it needs to be used as well? If it is not used, what is the point of storing all that information? What is the point of collecting all of this information? So whatever data has been generated, do you think it is important that we also use it? Correct? Whatever data we are generating, isn't that needs to be used, analyzed, get some insights on top of it? Correct. Now, when we have to analyze this data, the data that is being collected at the source, is it really in the format that we can analyze it? Do you think it is in the poshes of the format that we can start analyzing it? Not really, right? Like if you go to Instagram, will Instagram give you the Excel sheet about the usage of your app? No. So can I say that This data, whatever data that I'm talking about, gets dumped onto a location called as a data lake where all the information about the company resides. From that data lake, can I say we need to do certain processing in order to bring the data in the form of a structure? Can I say we need to bring it in a form of a structure? And when I say structure, can I consider it in the form of a table? Is table a structure? Does it give you the columns in the rows and columns? Yeah. If you have a data in the form of a table, is it possible for you to analyze it, understand it? Yes, absolutely yes. So in the back end, what happens is, as soon as this data gets generated, there is a data engineering team, right? There is a data engineering team which enables the data to be stored in a structured format. Okay, there is a data engineering team who is responsible for ensuring that the data is available in the structured format. Okay, now when the data is available in the structured format, can I say it needs a location where it needs to be stored? I've collected the data, I've transformed the data, now I have the tables. Can I say we need a location to store it? Correct? Now, in every organization, you will find that there are two locations where the data is stored. The first location, it is called as data warehouse, and the second location is called as a database. Now, the data warehouse, have you come across this term warehouse in retail? Does anyone know what is a warehouse in retail? In supply chain and retail, have you come across this word called as a warehouse? So there is a store which is for the display, and then there is the warehouse, right? So which of this location, the store versus the warehouse, which has more space? Any idea? Warehouse stores more data. Absolutely correct. In similar way, do you think we would need at any point of the time we are analyzing, do you think we need to look at 10 years, 15 years of data? Is it required that we need to go back 10 years, 15 years? No, not really, right? So what we do is we will collect the data, all the historic data. No, we don't need that 15 years of data. All that historic data which the company needs, they put it in, all the historic data is in the data warehouse. And whatever is the current data, say less than 5 years of data, is kind of stored in a database. 10, 15 years old data is stored in a data warehouse. And the new data, which is say 2 to 5 years old, is stored in a database. So can I say that eventually all the important data that the company needs to use and analyze is actually stored in a location called as database? Right? Eventually, the most important information that you need for your analysis purpose, can I say resides in this location called as a database? Very good. Now, the only coding language that this database understands, right? There is a database, and this database only understands one coding language. Any guesses which one? This database does not understand any other coding language apart from one, that is your SQL. Absolutely correct. So he only and only understands this one sweet, amazing language called as your SQL as a coding language. So now the point is, even if you want to do some analysis, even if you want to do any sort of analysis, can I say that the step one would always be to go to the database and write a SQL code? Or can I also say that we cannot start any analysis without knowing SQL? Whatever be the analysis that we want to do, if you do not know SQL, can we start doing any analysis on top of it? No, because the data resides in the database. Database only understands SQL. So unless and until you get the data, we cannot do anything about it, right? So for any role that goes in the future, for business analytics role, data analytics role, data science role, machine learning role, is it very, very critical that we learn SQL really well? Isn't that becomes the most important language, the first important language that you need to learn because we need to get the data out of the database? Yeah, it becomes extremely, extremely important. So thus learning SQL is one of the most important skill sets in today's world. Okay, I hope you have got the flow of the data. It goes from location one to the data warehouse where all the historic data is stored. From there, it also takes the data into the database where all the important current, say up to 5 years of data is stored. And whenever you have to get the data out of the database, we need to use a SQL as a coding language. Okay, fine till here, everyone? Okay. Now, when I say structured, okay, whenever we say the word structured, just remember what are we talking about? Whenever you hear the word SQL, SQL is nothing but structured query language. And what does the structure in the world of analytics means? It means table. Can I consider it as tables? Structured means tables. And what is tables? Tables is nothing but collection of rows and columns. Yeah, ordered tables. Right? It is collection of rows and columns. Now, can I consider SQL to be a coding language, to be a language which works only on the tabular data? Do you think it will work on image data, text data? It is not stored in the form of rows and columns. Can I say your order information, transaction information, customer information, all of this is stored in the form of a tables. So SQL will only work on that. Yeah. It will not work on the unstructured data. It will not work on the image data. It will not work on the text data. It will only work on tables. Right. Then there is a word called as query. Okay. What does this query means? Can I call query means set of instruction? Whenever you write query, can I call that as set of instruction? You are giving certain set of instructions. Yeah. Can we take the meaning of the word query as set of instructions? Yes. So can I say that SQL is a coding language? Yeah, it's like the instructions. We are giving instruction. Whenever you write query, what are you doing? You are giving instructions. So can I consider SQL as a coding language which works on table? On table, we can give set of instructions. Correct? Now, why do you think we need to use, why do we need to use a database? Why can't we use an Excel file? Yeah. Is it possible to store billion records in an Excel document? Because Excel also does the same thing. It stores the data in the form of a table and we can give certain instruction on the tables. But then why do you think we need to use SQL? Why can't we use Excel? One of the major limitation of Excel is space, the number of rows. Is it possible to store more than 100K rows, 200K rows in Excel? Not possible, right? Excel is limited. We cannot store a large amount of data. Is it possible for multiple people, say thousands of people, tens of thousands of people to work on the same data together? Yeah, it is also like generating commands. Is it possible to work for 15,000 people in a company together on the same data? No, on Excel, it is not possible. If you are working on one Excel sheet, nobody else can touch it, right? If you make any changes, in one file, the other person will not be able to see it. So is this parallel processing possible in Excel? No. So parallel processing is not possible. The size is a limitation, and hence we have to ensure that we are using our database. And because we are using a database, we have to use this language of SQL. Okay, now in an organization, can I say this SQL will be divided based on the role of the person? The point is, do you think in your database, everyone will be given the access to edit the tables? Is it possible to edit the tables? Do you think everyone should be given access to edit the tables? How amazing it would be, right? Like, for example, if you're not able to meet the sales target, all you need to do is just edit the sales table with the target that was given to you. Isn't that nice? Yeah. So the edit access is not given to everyone. So what SQL does is it divides the language, it divides the SQL language in different roles, right? So this EDL language is where you can edit the table. Okay, you can create the table, you can alter the table, you can update the table. So do you think this access is given to everyone? No. And do you think a person who is in business, who is doing business analytics, data analytics, is he given the access? No. Okay, DML is used for update, insert, delete. Again, here we are changing the data. Do you think any places where we are changing the data is everyone given the access? No. So the main language of SQL that we need to learn, okay, do remember this. In SQL, there are different languages based on the different roles. If you are a SQL developer, you will be learning DDL and DML. But if you are a data analyst, if you are looking for a roles which are around data, data modeling and all, data science and all, the language that we need to learn in SQL is called as DQL. And this DQL stands for, any guesses? Data Query Language. Okay, we need to learn this language called as data query language. From the name, is it possible for anyone who has the access to DQL's commands to have the option to edit the tables? What do you think? If I give you the access to DQL language, will you be able to change anything in the tables that are there in your database? Possible? If you are not being given access, you are only be given access to query just to get the data out, not change anything. Do you think you will be able to change if the access is given? No. We are saying, do you think that access should be given? No, the access should not be given, right? So the main language that we need to learn is this DQL language, which enables us to get the data out of the database, and we do not have to change anything in the backend. Okay, now what happens? Let's take some example. How does it looks like? How does a SQL query looks like? All right. I'm sure this is pretty new to you. You wouldn't have seen a SQL codes, but just try to understand that it is not that difficult to understand. Black screen, please take it at your end. I think, is everyone able to see the screen properly? I'm assuming that. Okay, let's take some tables and understand the code. Okay. There is a person called as Sarah, and she's a marketing manager. Okay, there's Sarah, who is a marketing manager on a subscription-based streaming company. Consider it like Netflix. The company collects the user data with respect to time, which includes like liking, disliking the content, and subscribing to the new services. So if you see, this is the data that we have. User ID 1. What action did he do? Right? What action did he do? Which content did he saw? And when did he saw it? Okay, this is the data that we have. We have the user ID of the user. What did he do? Did he watch? Did he like? Did he subscribe? Then you have the information about the content, on which content or channel he was able to do it, and that timestamp. Okay, now what I want to know is, I want to find out how many users, I want to know how many users are there for every action. Like how many users did like, how many of them did watch, how many of them subscribe. So how do I do it in SQL? How do I ask SQL to get me this particular data? The code that we write here is, we write select. Okay, we'll write the word select. Select means, can I say select the columns? Right? If you see the word select, select means what? Select a certain column. I'm saying select the column action, right? Select the column action. And for every action, do the count. I'm saying, please select the column action. And for every column of action, do the count of actions. So how many times is watch coming? In this table, how many times do you see the word watch coming? I'm counting the number of times the watch is coming. So the number is, any guesses? In this particular data, how many times is the watch coming? 2. So we'll get a 2. How many times is like coming? Again 2. So we get a 2. And how many times is subscribe coming? 1. So what are we doing? We are asking SQL to get me the column action. So he gets me the column action. And can I say count means count the number of times this value is coming? Count the number of times the action is coming, right? And when we are doing it, so can I say I have to refer to the table, which is the user engagement table? This from means what? We need to give him the table. See, in Excel, you double click, you get the data and you analyze it. But is it possible to do the same way in SQL? No. For everything that we have to do, we have to write a code, we have to write a set of instruction, right? So what is the set of instruction that we are giving in here? We are saying select the action column, count the number of times this values is coming. Okay. Let's try to output it now. Please check the screen settings at your end. Okay. And then we are saying that it is from the table user engagement. We need to give the table, right? We need to give the sheet in which that particular data is. And when we are doing the count, can I say we are dividing this data based on the action? Isn't it? This column, we are dividing it based on this field. We are taking the unique values of the action, watch, like, and subscribe. So that's why we have to use this word group by action. I'm dividing my data based on the actions and then doing the count. And this is the result that we get. So from the looks of it, does it look very complicated compared to any other coding languages that you would probably have seen? This code that you see here, is it fairly easy to read or understand what's going on? Anyone who feels you are able to understand what is going on in the code? I'm saying select the column action, count the number of times this action is coming from the table of user engagement. And because I want to, I want the unique values of the action, I'm doing group by action. Is anyone able to understand or kind of feel that it's a doable language, fairly easy to understand? Unlike your C, C++, Java, whatever languages that you may know, it is pretty straightforward. It is very logical. I want to go to the user's data. In there, I want to select the column action. I want to count the number of times all of these values is coming. And hence, I'll have to group by action and then do the count of the values. And this is the output that I'll get. Okay. Clear, everyone? Any questions here? All right. Before I proceed, just to know, just to check. Here. Okay. Let's look at the next one. I'll just increase the complexity. User engagement is a table name. This is users and their engagement. So that's why the table name is user engagement. Okay, that's our table name. That's our file name. Okay. Okay. There is a person called as Jordan who is working as a financial analyst. You did not get the explanation. What are we doing? I'm selecting the column action. I'm counting how many times each action is coming. Watch is coming for 2 times. Like is coming for 2 times. Subscribe is coming for 1 time. From the table user engagement, this table that you see is the user engagement. And because I'm doing the count based on the action, we write this word group by action. Okay, see, you do not need to understand the code right away. I'm pretty sure nobody would understand it. But are you able to look at it and be like, okay, this is doable or not? That's the main idea, isn't it? Okay. It's not that complicated. It's not a difficult English to understand. It is pretty much easier to understand what's going on in here. Okay, star means number of times. For those who are asking star, star means number of times. Count star means count the number of times the field action is repeating. Okay, let's not go into the depth of it. Just try to understand whether it is doable or not. That's the main thing that we need to understand. What is the importance of SQL? Unless and until you have this data, would you be able to do any analysis on top of it? No. So for any analysis that we need to do, we need to write a SQL code. Take this example. There is a person called as Jordan who is working in the financial industry. Again, SQL is something that is used across industries. So he's a person who's working as a financial analyst in a multinational company, and he's tasked with monitoring the company's expenditure across departments. Okay. Now, can I say that there are different departments that is given in here? And we need to find out what is the total expenditure. Look at this. How would you do it in Excel? It's the same way you will do it in SQL. Can I consider this as a department? And for every department, we need to find out how much is the total expenditure for a certain period of time. Yeah. So marketing, any idea how much money did they spend in total? The marketing department spent how much money? Any guesses? 9,500. So can I consider that I created a group of marketing and then did the sum of amount? Isn't it? From this data, can I say that I selected a group of marketing and then did the sum of amount only for the marketing? Yep. That's why we get the answer as 9.5. Isn't it? Sales. Sales is coming how many times? Only once. So what is it going to be? 3,200. IT is coming only once. So what will be the total of IT? Is 6,000. Okay. HR is coming only once, which is 2,500. Right? So what is the code that we have written this time around? I'm saying which column do we need to select? Can I say we need to select the department column? I want to see the department column. Yeah. So I'm saying, hey SQL, can you select the department column? Correct. That's the first thing. For the department, for each department, what are we trying to find? What is the aggregation that we are trying to do? Is it the sum? Is it the count? Is it the minimum? Is it the maximum? For every department, what are we doing with this amount? We are doing the sum. Absolutely correct. We are doing the sum. So that's why is it okay if I write sum of amount here? Because for every department, I'm doing the summation. Right? So I'm taking the department and doing the sum. Cool. This data is nothing but your expenditure data. So you need to give him which table do we need to refer to? I need to refer to the expenditure table. And I want it for a certain period of time. Let's say I'm looking for dates between this. So can I say this is used to filter the data? I have a large amount of data. I'm not looking for the entire piece of values. I'm only looking for a certain date range. So can I consider this to be like filtering the data in Excel? I'm sure you would have all used the filter functions in Excel. So we are filtering the data for a particular period of time in the expenditure table, selecting the column department, doing the aggregation. And because we are grouping the data by department, whenever we are doing the calculation, we are grouping the data by the department. I'm using this statement called as group by. And finally, if I want to arrange this information in an order of total expenditure, can I use the word order by? Right? In the output, I want to see the highest expenditure department first. And because I want to see the highest expenditure department first, I'm using order by expenditure in the descending order. Is this code making sense? Can I repeat it once? I'm saying SQL, go to the table expenditure. This is my main table, right? The expenditure table is this. This is my expenditure table. In this expenditure table, I want to know what is the expenses. I want to know what is the expenses for every department. So which column do you think we need to select from this entire table, which is the column that we are interested in seeing? I want to know how much expenses every department is making. So which column are we interested in seeing in the output? Anyone? Department. So can I say to SQL, select the column department? Right? If I want a department column, can I write a code and tell SQL, select department? Yes. So he's selecting the department. Now, once you select the department, what do you need to find? Which information do you want in front of that department? Are you looking for number of employees in that department? Are you looking for sales in that department? Or are you looking for expenditure in that department? What is the next thing that you're looking for? Expenditure. Is it individual expenditure or total expenditure? We are looking for total expenditure, right? We are not looking for individual, looking for total. And can we use the word sum to total it? I'm sure you would have all seen the word sum before. Yeah, great. Yeah, I'm looking for the data to be in between this particular range. I'm doing the analysis at a quarter level. I'm doing the analysis at a month level. So I'm looking only for the month of February. If you look at this, my idea is only to get the data of the month of February. No, no, we have to write the dates. We have to always write the dates. Okay, I'm looking at the expenditure for the month of February, and hence I'm putting the filter of expenditure on this particular values. Okay, so I'm selecting the column department, sum of amount, that's what I want to find out from the expenditure table for this period range, for this particular data range. And because I'm looking at the data for every department, I'm grouping it by department. And once I get the sales total expenditure, I need to order it in the descending order. So I'm saying total expenditure descending. Okay. The idea here is, isn't this the most important thing that you need to do even before you start doing any statistical machine learning analysis? Unless and until you have this table, unless and until you have this data, will you be able to do anything going forward? Is it practically possible? What do you think? If you don't have the data, is it possible to do anything? Like, can we do anything if you don't have the data? Not really. So can I say we need to know how to simply write this code? And by the looks of this code, does it seem to be like extremely complex? Yeah, it is new for sure. It is new for all of you. But is it complex? By the looks of it, does it seem complex? Even though you have not seen SQL for the first time, are you able to get, say, 10% gist of what is going to happen? What is it trying to do? Yeah, exactly. Okay. Let's take one more example. Alex is a data analyst working in the large. Now, I think you will be able to answer it for me. Alex is a data analyst working in the large hospital, focusing on patient data to enhance the healthcare outcomes and operational efficiency. The hospital database includes the table name of the patient, date, department, reasons, and the reasons for the visit. Now, what I want to know is, for every department, how many customers were visiting? Okay, for every department, I want to know how many visits happened. So what is the thing that we need to select? I want to know for every department how many customers made the visit. So what is the column that we want to see in the output? Department. So can I say we will write? See, this question you will be able to answer it very well. Can I say the first thing that we need to see is the department? We need to see the department in the output. So can we do select department? Yes. For each department, what do we want? Do we want the sum? Do we want the count? Do we want minimum? Do we want maximum? What do we want? If I want to know the number of customers visiting every department, what is that we'll have to do? Count. So can I say count the number of rows in every department? Right? So this department, cardiology, came two. That's why it is two. General medicine came once. That is why it is one. So we are doing the count. Then can I say we need to tell him the table? Otherwise, how would we be able to do all the calculation? So do you think we need to provide him the table where he needs to do this calculation? If there is no table, how would you be able to do it? So can I consider this to be our table? This is our table that we are giving for the analysis. Yes. And because we want the information to be divided by department, I'm using group by department. And if you look at this, in which order is it? Is it in the ascending order or descending order of the count? The number of visits, is it in the ascending order or in the descending order? It's in the descending order. So how can I change the order of the data? I can say order by in this number of visits, which is this value in the descending order. Okay. Does it make sense to all of you? Yeah. Are you able to get more confidence that this is doable and pretty important? This time you wrote the code. I did not write the code. No, that's up to us. We can give any name. Uh, First of all, space is not allowed. You can use underscore. But what is the name that we have to give? It's up to us. Okay, very good. Cool. So if you have any questions, do let me know. Otherwise, I'll have Mohit who will take over and will be giving you the walkthrough about this wonderful program of DA. Any questions in general about analytics as a field? Any questions about SQL as a coding tool? Any question in general? Any technical question, non-technical questions? Anything that you would want to ask? Yeah, you can run SQL on a machine. You can use something called as MySQL. So whenever you get some time, try and download MySQL. This is a tool that you can use. Okay, I've added it in the chat box. Both are required, not more than the other, because SQL is required for data extraction. For data analysis, we need Python. So I would say both of them is more required. Both of them is required. Yes, it's free. MySQL is free. Okay. One is used for data extraction. SQL is only used to get the data out. Python is used for doing the analysis. So we need to learn both of them. How to upload the data into SQL. No, so this class was just an introductory to just know, what is SQL. Once you kind of enroll into the course, you will be giving the whole option of how to do that. These are basic queries that are easy to understand. I want to understand how to solve more advanced and intermediate questions. So as you build on the practice, as you get more hang of different functions, and you are being given very complex data pool, that is where you can start practicing it. I'll suggest you for if you want a resource to practice, I'll say just go to this leak code and search for SQL. You will get the best questions on SQL. There's no minimum requirement for SQL. Any Windows function works fine. Okay, do you have recommendations in learning them both? Yes, I'll recommend 100% to learn SQL for data extraction and Python for data analysis. The table is always provided. You are always given the access. You just need to get the access to the table and start writing the query in the real world, right? Your job is not to create the tables or upload the tables. Your job is to only understand the data which is out there. And for that, you need to write the SQL code. Yes. So whatever is the output of the SQL code can be fed as an input to Power BI. And on top of it, you can make the presentations. After analyzing which one would you recommend? So again, that depends on company to company, whether your company has the license of Power BI or Tableau. Most of the companies have Power BI license because it comes with their, it comes with their Microsoft suite. So you'll probably find out, you will probably find out most of the companies using Power BI. Both are really the same. If you learn one, you can always learn the second one. So I would still give you the recommendation of Power BI because more people are using it. Python does the same analysis as R, much like it, but Python is much more advanced. In Python, you can do almost everything. You can do the software development, web development, data science, machine learning, data analysis. R is only restricted to data analysis. So that's why the world is kind of moving towards Python. Okay. Which are the free platforms? The free platform that I'll probably suggest you is moat.com. Please note it down. And SQLzoo.com. SQLzoo.net. These are the two platforms that I'll suggest for learning. The objective of a data analyst is, would you reckon? No, I would not. For sure not, because we do not need to go into that data management part. This DCL, DML is the data management part. We are not looking into data management. Aspire to, I want to create pipelines. Yeah, you for that also you will need to learn SQL because otherwise how will you be able to create the pipeline? So again, for the pipeline creation, we need to know the SQL. Okay. Yeah, this recording of the class as well as the deck, the example that we shared will be shared with you on the registered email address. I cleared it at the very start of the program. I had a project where data was, oh, this is pretty specific to your project, so sorry, I can't take that up. Mohit, would you want to take it up from here? I think I've answered the questions.
Definitely, definitely. Thank you so much, Saurabh, for this detailed insights about SQL. So, hello everyone. My name is Mohit, and I am here to help you understand how now to convert this knowledge of everything that we have seen, right? This was just the basics of SQL language, right? Data analysis is going to be a very vast domain, and it is going to be really, really impactful for each and every professional in this current time to have that knowledge of data analysis to have certain growth aspect um, associated with their career progress, right? Now we are moving in the 21st century, wherein the organizations are working very efficiently over the data and finding ways on how to maximize their ways in which they can scale their business as well as provide for the um, consumers and their customers, right? So now I'll be sharing my screen, right? And we will be going through how we are going to be taking up this aspect of you learning data analysis through the program of University of Texas at Austin, right? Just a second. So is my screen visible to everyone? Right? So now this program, so this is going to be a program which is offered by the McCombs School of Business of the University of Texas at Austin. And the name of the program is Data Analytics Essentials, right? This program is going to be a very comprehensive program wherein you develop your knowledge of entire data analysis from the scratch to the advanced industry standard. And you are going to be doing it not by yourself, but under the proper guidance and mentorship of industry professional like Saurabh, right? You are going to be working on real world projects. You are going to be working on case studies, and then you develop your skills of data analysis using SQL, Python, Tableau. Everything will be covered in this program. Now, the total duration of this program, as you can see on the screen, is going to be 13 weeks, right? And within this 13 weeks, we start from basics. So what we do learn about analysis is that it is going to be first and foremost, we understand how to use Excel, advanced Excel to do our analysis, basics of analysis. Then we understand about how do you learn about filtering data, how do you use your queries in the data. For that, you will be learning about SQL, SQL language. And after that, you are going to be learning about the how to analyze data, right? The data analysis will be taught to you from the perspective of you learning Python programming. And then you learn about how to visualize them effectively for your organization through the Tableau software, right? Now, if in case it is clear to you, right? Now, this program is going to be having a lot of aspects associated to it. First and foremost, it is being offered by the University of Texas at Austin. It is among the top university in the entire globe, right? And what you get as a result of this is that you are going to be understanding some of the highest standard of the education that can be learned in this domain. You are going to be having your concepts given to you by the faculty of McCombs School of Business, which have been already known to impart flawless knowledge in the technical domain of analytics and even artificial intelligence, right? You are going to be having your online mentorship in this. You are going to be having your recorded video lectures throughout your weekdays and your live sessions every weekends, right? Once you are going to be learning in this program, let us go through what exactly will be the program structure. right? How you are going to be studying it week by week. It is going to be 13 weeks, right? So you first start with the pre-work modules, understand the basics of data analysis. What exactly is analysis? You go through the understanding of introduction to Excel. You learn about how do you learn statistical development, right? Use mathematics to understand the importance of analysis. Then you go into developing your insights, generating your insights using Excel, and then work on to developing your proficiency into SQL language as well for your queries, right? In this case, what exactly we are going to be taking up is week by week, we are going to take different aspects of analytics and make sure that you are being trained in it. It is not going to be that case wherein we are going to be leaving you that whatever is the course content, you are going to be studying it on your own. We are going to be taking up your mentorship, making sure that you have done your assessments on those aspects, you have revised those concepts and are able to implement it as per the required industry standards. For that, you will be having your live sessions every weekend with your program mentors such as Mrs. Saurabh, so that you can learn how exactly you are going to be applying the concepts which you have learned throughout the week into the actual job that you're having. What exactly are you going to be solving? What exactly are you going to be analyzing? And how and what to do with the insights that you're generating? How can you give some extrapolation to your organization, right? Then you are also going to be learning about visualization using Tableau in this program. So you are going to be learning about once you analyze data using, you have done your structuring of the data using SQL. You have now analyzed your data using Python programming. Now, how do you visualize it for the non-technical stakeholder to understand what exactly is the current situation that needs to be sorted, right? For that, you are going to be having, in this case, your Tableau, which is going to be visualizing it very effectively for the non-technical stakeholders to understand the insights of the data, which is storytelling, right? Now, what exactly, how we are going to be developing it, right? So there is a lot of demand in the industries. So first and foremost, where is the source of this requirement, right? The source of this requirement is that at this point of time, if in case you are considering to grow in your organization, in your job, in your career, you need to understand that as you progress ahead, you have to become a lot more data driven into your decisions. You have to understand the organizations are going to be sourcing all the contents over through the datas, right? Now you need to understand how you analyze that data. How do you interpret the data and then make use of it, which is going to benefit you, your team, and your organization. You use your mathematical concepts, you use your insights that you've generated, and then you progress with making those data-driven decisions, which are going to be very much in line with the accuracy which the organization is going to be demanding. And this is going to be making sure that your career progress is going to be concretized and will be moving ahead in the progressive path, right? Now, why this program? So first and foremost, this program is being offered by one of the top universities in the world. The accreditation that you will have is going to be bolstering that the knowledge that you have gained in analysis is not just a thing that you have worked on your own or something that has no background to it. You are going to have an accreditation by one of the top university in the world, which is going to open a lot of avenues for each and every professional who is going to be passing out, right? This program has been ongoing for the last 7+ years, and this has been a really successful program. Overall, we have had more than 98% of the program completion rate for the past 7 years, and the career transition rate stands at 67% currently for the professionals who are joining this program. The knowledge that they are gaining from the data analytics domain, they are able to then find the best of the opportunities in the domain of data analytics and business analyst, business intelligence officer. These are really technological growth aspect oriented jobs, right? And being able to be learning the knowledge of data analysis to that level within 13 weeks is a testament to the fact that the curriculum is going to be meeting a really high standard. But this does not mean that you are going to be having everything from the intermediate or advanced standard from the get-go, right? Basics will be taught to you from the beginning. You are going to be slowly and steadily eased into what exactly are the intermediate and advanced level skills of data analysis. But overall, it is going to be a case wherein you need to be trained, you need to be educated, you need to be guided upon what roles, what sort of portfolio would be required for each and every individual specifically, to then make the use of their own expertise, their background expertise, and then find the best of the opportunities in this program, right? This program is going to be suiting very well for all the other individual professionals who are just starting their career, or even the professionals who have had a lot of experience in their career. Still, they are going to be finding this program very much in the benefit of their own progress, because they are going to be finding some of the skills which the best of the professionals, current professionals, are applying in some of the top organizations in the world, which is going to give you a global perspective of solving any problem, right? This is one of the best aspects of this program. Now, what exactly do we do in this program, right? So in this program, first and foremost, you are going to be learning your concepts of data analysis, right? This will be done by you over the weekdays. Now, we do understand this program is for the professionals or learners who are looking to start their career, right? So we'll keep it as flexible as possible for all the professionals who are involved. The weekday sessions will be completely as per your own time convenience. Whenever you have the free time during a day, it can be morning, it can be evening. You will be having your access to the LMS portal. You can complete your conceptual modules by the faculty of McComb School of Business, which is going to be ensuring that you are going to be learning some of the most required skill, the basics, what exactly is the concepts, the tools, the techniques of data analysis on the weekdays, right? You will be having your assessments to practice those concepts. And then on the weekend, one day, it will be either on the Saturday or Sunday, you will be having your live interactive session with your industry experts. And in that session, you will be learning about the application-based knowledge of data analytics, whatever concepts you have learned. If you have learned SQL throughout your week in the concepts, you'll be learning how then you will be doing in your organization, what exactly will you be doing in terms of finding the most sort of structuring of your data, the modification of it, right? Then, of course, you are going to be having a live session for minimum 2 hours, and it will be in a class of maximum 25 professionals. This is done because the industry experts needs to give you your personalized guidance, your own way forward, what exactly can be done. Your queries needs to be resolved, right? So it will be a two-way interactive session every weekend. On a weekly basis, you will be required to invest at least around 8 to 10 hours to keep up with the pace of the program, including your conceptual lectures and your live session both. And considering that a lot of time will be flexible, I don't think that the professionals, it is going to be very well suited for the professionals who are working, right? Apart from that, you are going to be having your 100% support in this program, right? Your program manager is going to be there, who is going to be assigned as a point of contact for each and every enrolled learner in this program. And what the task would be to monitor and check for your progress, your growth, and how you're keeping up with the program. Secondly, you're also going to be finding that whenever you face any sort of queries, any sort of challenges at any point of time, right, 24/7, you can reach out to your program manager. You can let your queries be known to the program manager, and within 24 to 48 business hours, you will always be expecting that your query will be absolutely resolved. It can be technical, non-technical, academic, non-academic, any problem, right? Overall, in terms of you building your knowledge and your hands-on experience of data analysis, what exactly we will be doing. So first and foremost, through your live sessions, you will be doing more than 15 plus case studies of international organization. So today that you have learned, right, you have seen the basics of what exactly SQL can be used. Now you will be doing more than 15 plus high-level case studies of international organization, so that you can understand what the data analysts have done in the past in the organizations to solve the problems which were there inherent in the organization, and which concepts were used by them, right? This will give you a very strong way of understanding what exactly you are learning in this program. Can you immediately apply it in the program in your job or not, right? And apart from that, you will be building 3 industry standard projects for your own, for your portfolio, right? So in this case, you'll always be required to showcase your portfolio, right? You need to have your knowledge of data analysis. You need to have your skills of data analysis. You also need to have your accreditation, but at the end, you also need to showcase your portfolio whenever you are going for any of the opportunities. What exactly is your hands-on experience? What has been your overall experience in this analysis field? So your portfolio will be consisting of 3 industry standard projects within the 13 weeks that you will be a part of this program. At the end of this program, once you have completed all of your projects and you have completed all your assessments, you will be given your certificate of completion, as you can see, directly from the University of Texas at Austin, which will be internationally recognized all over the world in more than 170 countries. And the QR code at the bottom right can be scanned to find your details mentioned in the repository of the UT Austin as an enrolled learner in one of its program, right? So it's going to be really, really impactful for each and every professional in terms of showcasing your leverage, your background, and your skill generation in data analysis, that you have the accreditation of UT Austin to back you up, right? And at the end, you are also going to go through your comprehensive career assistance. Now, what we do in this career assistance, we need to make sure that your profile after this program has been made too much relevant from the perspective of being a data proficient professional. So your LinkedIn profile needs to be reviewed and helped to be upgraded to the best of the industry standards, so that your visibility can be increased. A lot of organizations are doing massive hiring over the LinkedIn, right? So if in case your profile is showcasing your skills of data analysis and your own expertise, it'll be a lot more easier for you to get those opportunities, get shortlisted for them. Then second, your resumes, of course, will be helped to be reviewed and upgraded. You will also be having your interview preparation modules given to you so that you can prepare for specific interviews which the data analysts are being asked for their interviews, right? And at the end, you will be having one-to-one counseling session with a counselor for each of the one who are going to be joining individually, so that they can understand what sort of way should they be taking, considering their background, how they are going to be taking up the interviews, what sort of questions can be asked from their portfolios, right, and projects. So this is going to be a very comprehensive program, making sure that your profile of data analysis has been completed. By the end of it, you stand neck to neck with some of the best data analysts which are professionally there out, right? Now, how do you enroll for this program, right? So this is really easy. You need to just fill up your application form. And I believe your application form, you will be finding it in the panel itself today, right? So in the discussion forum, you will be finding your application form. Go ahead and fill that application so that your profile can be shared to the program advisor. So first and foremost, you go through a screening connect with your program advisor. We need to understand what your background is, what your education has been, your qualification has been, and then what exactly is your future aspirations, your goals, right? Understanding them will be enabling us to find your fit for the program. And then you get yourself reviewed by the admissions office of UT Austin. Once you are there, your offer you can get issued to you by the admissions office, right? Once your admissions offer is issued to you, you just need to complete your process of admission by paying your admission fee. Now, this brings us to the implication of the program and its program fee. The overall total fee of the program for the 13 weeks is $1,800 only. Now, this fee is not supposed to be paid all at once. You will have easy installment option, right? There will be multiple options available, which will be very well taken and addressed in terms of your questions by your program advisor. So I would request and recommend that you go and fill up this application, right? And of course, so at this point of time, the application is currently being closed on the for the April cohort. The last of the admissions are being taken up at this point of time. So I would suggest there is no point in wasting any time, right? The sooner you fill up your application, the better we can get to understand your requirement and address your requirements and your things that you would want to need, right? Understand if in case you're going to be going for this program, and then help you with the admission process, right? Now, considering the last thing that we will want to address with this webinar, right? So what exactly is the collaboration between University of Texas at Austin, McCombs School of Business, and Great Learning? So yes, so you would have seen that this program is being offered in collaboration with Great Learning and UT Austin. UT Austin is the academic partner of this program. All your learning, all your conceptual knowledge, all your curriculum has been designed by the faculty of McCombs School of Business. And apart from that, you are going to be having your accreditation and certificate by the University of Texas at Austin, right? Great Learning is there as the delivery partner for this program. So you are going to be having your support given to you by Great Learning, your academic support, support. Your program manager will be from Great Learning, and we will also be taking up your admission process to make sure that you are having a seamless process of getting yourself admitted into this program, right? So this is the overall details about this amazing program. This is how we have taken up the upskilling for the professionals all over the world for the past 7+ years, and it has been showcasing amazing results overall, right? So at this point of time, I would suggest that the application form are still open. So it is not going to cost you anything. You can fill up the application form. Your program advisors are going to be connecting with you as soon as possible, and then take up your process of admission, get you screened, and get you enrolled in this program, right? Now, if in case you have any questions, of course, you can please type in, and I'll be more than glad to address those questions. Right. So I'll give you a little bit of time. So if in case, yeah. So application form will be shared to you within this. So you can find it in the chat itself. And you are just required to fill in your details, your statement of purpose, and your resume or your LinkedIn profile for us to get to connect with you and understand you through your program advisor, right? Definitely, it's going to be a global program, right? So all over the world, this program has been running in more than 170 countries, and you are going to have it online, right? So it is not going to be inconvenient for any of the professionals or anywhere on the planet to join this program and learn data analytics from UT Austin, have its accreditation as well. Right. Any other question? Right. So if in case all the queries have been addressed, right, now I would suggest that you just go ahead and fill the application. And this brings us to the end of our webinar, right? It was, yeah, please go ahead. Success Q, please, you have a questions. You can go ahead and ask it. So currently the deadline of the application was 20th of March, right? It has been extended a few days because of the amazing amount of the applications that have been coming for the April cohort. So you still have few days to complete your admission process, and your application will be completely open at this point of time. Hi, Success, if you can hear me, yeah. So in terms of these scholarships, right? So in this case, it depends upon the candidature, right? So this is a professional program, and we do take care about a lot of good profile learners who are joining. So based upon your candidature, there might be certain advantages or benefits that might be available to you, but that is on a case-to-case basis. It is not evidently given by the university for the all of the learners, right? So it would be most wise that you fill up your application, go through your screening call. There, if in case your candidature is going to be taken in a good light and is positive, you might be eligible for certain scholarship. It is not going to be a completely funded program. Yeah, of course, partial waivers or scholarships might be on table. It depends upon case-to-case basis. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Iga. Just wanted to know, in this case, Success wanted to have a question, right? So if in case Success, you're there, do you want to complete your question? Phineas, the duration of this entire program will be 13 weeks. It does not include your pre-work module. So the moment you enroll in the program, right? So from that point of time till the cohort starts, you are required to complete your pre-work modules, which will be making sure that before your classes start, your basics of data analysis is already on point. You have already learned about the basics of Excel. How do you use a little bit of statistics? All these aspects is going to keep you in a very strong aspect once your cohort start to have it very seamless transition for your higher studies. Benson, the question is not very specific, right? Can someone get specific packages as in? Yeah, of course. So Kiyama, John. So there are certain other courses which are being offered by Great Learning in collaboration with UT Austin. It is always going to be available. So in this case, right, we do take up programs. So UT Austin is already known for its amazing delivery in analytics and AI programs. So once you start with data analytics, it's going to be the first step. If in future your requirement is that you want to then pursue data science and artificial intelligence as well, which is going to be moving into a lot more depth of analysis field, then of course there will be different programs available for you. Definitely. The recording of this webinar will be shared to each and every one of the learners who joined, right? And you will be finding everything that myself and Saurabh have discussed, right? If in case there are not a lot of questions, let us keep this short. And at this point of time, yeah, Josephine, the cost of the program is 1,800 US dollars, which can be either paid upfront or there are multiple installment options without any interest available, right? That will be well catered to and addressed by the program advisors once you fill up your application form. So I would suggest at this point of time, the best way to take this up is to fill up the application form, get your process started, and then see and understand the program for yourself through your program advisor as well, right? Yeah, so CGPA is so we need to understand if in case you are a graduate or not, right? So at this point of time, it's not going to be that much important. If in case you were going for a postgraduate program, the CGPA would have been important because as a bachelor's, what was your overall aggregate, right? So in South Africa, what exactly is an equivalent for the bachelor's? That overall percentage would be calculated. So the application form, Kiyama, is in the chat itself. You can find it just a little bit above, right? What I will do is, if in case I can just get it. Here it is, right? So you can have the application link. You can go ahead and fill up the application form. So I'll just wait a minute. If in case any other questions, do ask me those questions. And if not, I'll be looking forward to connecting with you once again. Once your applications are there, your program advisors will be there, right? The question, Frank, threat to AI to the future of this profession, it's not a really clear question, but of course, AI is not a threat to the professionals who are upskilling into AI, right? Who know the professionals who have the skills of artificial intelligence, data analysis, data science are not going to be in any sort of threat. It is going to be, that is why it is becoming a prominent importance for the professionals all over the world to upskill into this domain. Because yes, a lot of things can be taken up by AI. And if in case the professionals are not able to analyze data and cannot generate the insights from them, it becomes a little bit difficult for them to keep up the sustainability of their future profession, right? So yes, it is going to be helpful for you if you upskill in data analysis, data science, right? So Jeremiah, the application form is just above this. You can find it there. And if in case it is done, let us end this webinar today here. It was really a pleasure to connect with all of you, right? Looking forward to see you very soon in this program. And let us help you to build up your profile of data analyst with this UT Austin program, right? So all the very best, and let's see you very soon, right?